Hello! As you know, I am in the ocean because... Why am I in the ocean? Oh yeah! Because in the season finale of our skits, I had a bit of a falling out with Elliot, so I left. But I'm willing to put it aside. If you're getting sick of waiting for me to edit footage at the snail pace that I'm editing at the moment, then go check out the videos on his channel, Elliot's Life. I'll put the link in the description, and I'm on there a lot, so that's cool. If no other reason than to see me. If you know me, then you know that I'm not prudish in any way, and the natural human body doesn't bother me at all. So, keeping that in mind, I went to an onsen. An onsen is a hot spring, and they are very popular here in Japan, and there's a whole bunch of them. So I went to one near my house. Basically, it was like a giant spa house slash bathhouse. There was at least 10 different baths. There was saunas, hot rooms, steam rooms, massages. Anything you could think of was there. It was huge. So when you enter an onsen, generally you take off all of your clothes and put them in a locker. Then you have a little towel and you enter the onsen. That little towel is referred to as a modesty towel. And what you're meant to do is cover yourself with it when you walk in, and then before you enter one of the baths you fold it up and put it on your head. I didn't know that. So what I did was I threw my towel over my shoulder and I walked in. The first thing I noticed when I walked in, everyone was staring at me, full on gawking at me. And it's obviously because I am incredibly attractive naked. No, it's because I'm Western, I look Western, I sound Western, and I wasn't covering myself with my modesty towel. That was my first mistake. So, after figuring out I was meant to cover myself with a towel, I was able to enjoy myself without being openly stared at. Now I was just being covertly, subtly stared at. There were lots of different baths. First we rinsed ourselves off in a little wash station, and then we entered a big bath, which the water was brown. That sounds really sus, but it had some kind of like mud in. It was really good for your skin. My skin feels awesome right now. So we went in this mud bath and we soaked in that. It was super hot, at least 40 degrees. I thought I was gonna melt. It was unbearable, almost. So we were in this bath, and after we soaked in that one, we went outside, where there was another brown bath with different kind of mud in it, and it was bucketing down with rain. It was super weird. We're sitting in this really, really hot bath with cold rain falling on us. It felt great, but it felt really strange at the same time. After that, there was another bath, which I think was just water, but again, super hot. Like, ridiculous amount of heat. So I could only stay in this one for about 2 minutes maybe. It was that hot, and I'm a bit of a wuss. So I got out of that bath and went to another area where the floor was slanted and there was little like stone cushions or headrests so you lie down on them and water pours over the headrest and down your body. It felt so nice. I fell asleep. I have no idea how long I was asleep for, but when I woke up my modesty towel was way over there, so don't know how long that had floated away for. So after I retrieved my towel, I went back inside and there was a purple bath, and this bath was blueberry flavoured. It smelled amazing. You can't smell it, it's a video. I still smell like blueberry. It was so good, and it wasn't as hot as all the other baths, which I liked because I'm a sissy. So after the purple blueberry bath, I went into an area which had 4 or 5 different baths with jets, like spray and jet things, and ranging from light pleasant bubbling to literally tearing your skin off. Obviously I chose the light pleasant bubbling because I'm a sissy, and it was so relaxing. Keep in mind that we climbed a mountain about an hour before we went to the onsen, so I had muscles that I didn't know existed that were sore. It was so relaxing, just released all of the tension from my muscles. It was amazing. Next, I decided to try the sauna. Australian saunas, from what little I have experienced, have been quite hot, but bearable. Japan, however, it was like walking into the heart of a volcano. Like the second I walked in, I was sweating. My whole body was covered in sweat. It was difficult to breathe. My eyes dried out. It was so intense. I couldn't stay in there for longer than maybe 3 minutes before I thought I was going to pass out. I rinsed myself off with cold water, I had a drink, and then thought, hey, let's try that again because it worked so well the first time. And so I went in there again and immediately died of heat stroke. I don't know how Japanese women do it. There were women in there who had sat in there for at least 10 minutes. So the remainder of my time in the onsen was spent hopping from one bath to the other, not being able to stay in anything for more than like 3 minutes, except for the blueberry bath, which was awesome. So after all the different baths and the saunas, we got out and we washed off properly at the wash station, and then went inside to the hairdryer station. There were 2 different types of hairdryers. First there was the free hairdryers, and then there was the turbo hairdryer. Obviously, I went for the free one. I turned it on to like the medium setting. It was like standing in a wind tunnel. It was ridiculously hard. Like my whole face was just pressed backwards. So I had to set it to like the lowest setting, and even then my eyes were drying out. So a week after I went to that onsen, we went to another onsen in the mountains, and this one was a bit smaller. It only had 2 baths, one onsen inside and one outside, and something a little bit strange, maybe embarrassing happened. So, you know that feeling when you get up too quickly, a little bit dizzy maybe? Well, when I get out of the Japanese baths, the normal house baths, I get a similar feeling. I can't see for a second, and I kind of forget who I am and where I am. It's not as scary as it sounds. So the inside onsen was quite hot. It was nice, but it was really hot. And when I got up, I was a little bit dizzy. It wasn't too bad. And then I went outside, and the outside onsen was like molten lava. And I only sat in it for a few minutes because it was so hot I couldn't handle it. And I tried to get out. I hadn't even taken 1 step out of the bath, and I completely blacked out. I have no idea what happened. All I remember is thinking I should get out now, and then I was on my back in the water, confused, surrounded by naked Japanese ladies. I had no idea where I was, who I was, what I was doing. I vaguely remember mumbling some kind of apology / I'm okay, and then stumbling inside, and I didn't really start to feel normal until about a few minutes later when I was sitting down in one of the wash stations. I was perfectly fine, and after that I made sure that I got out of the baths pretty slowly and in stages, and I don't really feel embarrassed about it. I feel like I should be embarrassed, but even now, at the time I was way too dazed to feel anything like embarrassment, and now thinking about it and talking about it, I don't really feel embarrassed. But I guess the moral of the story is be careful in onsens.